Hey, what's going on, everybody? And this is House Call with Isaiah the Realtor. And today I'm going to share how to do a perfect walkthrough when walking through a potential home. So, the first thing I would do is I would ride the block, meaning I would check the neighborhood to see if I would want to move there. Like, I'll see the neighbors, I will see the placement of the house to my left and the right, and to see the parking situation. Because before you are moving into the house, you have to actually pull up to the house. And if you don't like the neighborhood, you might not want to move there. So in today's market, with houses flying off the market, you want to actually look at the neighborhood before you actually go in. The next thing I would do is I would look over the seller disclosure before I go into the property. And you may be saying, well, I could just look at it later. No, look at it before. The reason why you want to look at it before is so when you walk in the door, you know what you're looking for. Or you're looking at all the problems that was on the seller disclosure that you may want to look at prior to looking. Because many times I walked into a property, look at the seller disclosure later, and I'm like, hey, wait, they said they had a water problem. I should have looked there. And I didn't look. But if I known about it prior to looking, I would have looked at that problem or try to find to see the problem, to see how they did to fix it, or ask my realtor, hey, what did they do to fix it? Do you see any signs of it still occurring or whatever? But you would have been able to look at that prior to going into the property. Okay. Now, what I do is when I walk into the property, I use the four senses. The first one I use is smell. With a mask on, it's kind of hard to smell in there, but I will kind of pull my mask down a little bit, smell around, and see if I smell like a odor, like a mildew or cat pee or cigarettes, whatever. But I would try to smell for that because smells are hard to get rid of in a property and it could be very costly. So if you smell something, you want to be aware of it and know exactly what to do to actually get rid of it. Okay. The next thing I do is I will listen. Like I'll close the door and I would make sure that everybody in the house is completely quiet because I want to look and listen for the outside noise. Like if I'm close to a highway or if I'm close to a train station or if I'm close to like the outside where it's like a whole bunch of neighboring kids, I want to make sure that I don't hear them when I'm in the house. And if I do hear them, I want to make sure that it's minimal. The next thing I would do is I would feel, meaning when I go into the property, I want to feel if it's warm or if it's keeping the heat because somebody was just there this morning. So it still should feel around 60 degrees or a little bit higher when it's colder out when you walk into the property. Okay, so you want to see how well it's keeping the heat or keeping the cool. Next is I will use the last sense is I would look. Um, when I'm looking up, I'm looking down. And I want to make sure when I'm looking up, I'm looking for any watermarks or any ceiling damage, any cracks. Because I want to know if it's a watermark, has it been fixed? Or if I need to paint the ceiling. Next is I want to look down. I want to check the floor. Like if the carpet is bad, I want to say, okay, the carpet's bad, maybe I need it to be clean. That's okay. But if so, you want to look at the carpet and see how much of a cleaning it needs. If it is wood, you want to look down to see if you see any signs of deterioration. Next, when you're looking at the floor, and let's say it's a throw rug on the floor, look under the rug. Because 9 times out of 10, the rug is not going to be there when you purchase the property. And it's okay just to peek your head under there to see what's under there. Because if you see something under there you may not want, that's good to know because you don't have to wait until the final walkthrough to be like, well, they lift up the rug and that's a big black burn spot in the middle of the carpet. That'll suck, you know? But if you know beforehand, you can kind of like budget for that, okay? Next thing I do as well is I will look under the sinks in the bathroom and I will see if I see signs of water or if I see like leaking. Anything like that, I would look under the sinks just to double check. Okay. And when you're looking around the room, look at the electrical sockets as well. See if it's double prong. See if it's triple prong. You want to double check to see what electric sockets you have because with electrical sockets, you're going to be using them. You want to know exactly how many is on each wall. So when you walk into a property, You can be like, okay, well, this wall has 4, this wall has 6, so that's enough for where I can put my TV here, I can put my couch there because this doesn't have things like that. You want to look around the wall to see exactly where the electrical sockets are. Okay. Next thing I do is go to the basement. Okay. If it's on a slab, you don't have a basement, so don't worry about that. But if it has a basement, go to the basement. Look at all 4 corners of the basement. Sometimes the basement's fully finished. You're not getting behind it. You can't see behind the walls. But if it is fully finished, look at the bottom corners of the fully finished property and look at the bottom of the fully finished one, because you can see signs of water, or you may not see signs of water. But if you looked at the seller disclosure prior to going in and the seller disclosure says, hey, we had a basement leak, it leaked here, you'll be able to know exactly what part of the basement you should be looking at for that signs of water to see if it's fixed. And if you go there on a rainy day and you see water, that's a bad thing. Okay. Next, what I do is I go to the furnace room. Sometimes houses can be all electric, or they can have the heat pump system in the attic. But if it's a furnace room, I am trying to go look at the furnace. I might not know what I'm looking at, but I know what not to see. Like if I see water on the floor under the furnace, or if I see crazy rust, or maybe I might, smell, again, my sense, I might smell gas or I might smell oil. But those things will happen in the furnace room where you be able to see it and maybe address it. Okay. Next thing I would do is now comes to the room check. Is I will go through rooms, check the closets. This is the easy part though. This is the funnest part. After you got all the problems, you can actually check the rooms and just see how you like them. Okay. So I'll go into the rooms. I check the closets, see what size they are. Check the windows, see how many windows are in each room. See if the window goes up and down, because if you're putting AC in your window, or maybe you're someone like me who likes a little fresh air in the springtime, you want to make sure the window goes up. Okay. And some people do not check that when they go into a room. Next, measuring tape. That is key to go through every property. Have measuring tape. Okay. I use an electronic measure where I can measure the room sizes, but it's very crucial to measure the rooms because you might not get a second chance to see if your furniture fits. You may be surprised on how many people purchase a property and never knew that all their furniture did not fit. So check the room sizes and measure them to see if your furniture fit. And then when you go home, measure your room at home. Have a cheat sheet that I have in the description, which you can download and use. So it's kind of my home buying checklist, if you so choose. And if you like it, please subscribe to my newsletters. But this is House Call with Isaiah the Realtor, and I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you again.